going on? Green Thumb. We're in the indoor winter garden and we're going to be making some soil. So my whole concept of growing fruits and vegetables in soil is that you have a living soil, right? You have all kinds of biological life in that soil, which contributes to a healthy overall ecosystem in that soil that provides your plants a healthy living environment for their roots. And so that way the healthier your soil, the healthier your plant is going to be. Okay, so I brought in some big pots from outside. You guys have seen them in the background here, like this. Okay, I don't know what those are, 10-gallon or something. So what we're doing is behind the camera, right down there, I've got a red bin, and in that bin I have some leftover soil because I've been off camera here before I started filming this. I've already been fixing up some of the other pots, getting them ready to transplant some of the tomatoes and odds and sods behind you. So I figured you guys might just want to see my process and see what I'm doing. All right, so let's do that. So here's that bin. Before I started adding to it, I'm just digging into that pot I just showed you. So these were out in my backyard. These grew tomatoes and peppers this summertime. So this soil, it's still soil, still has life in it, but it's going to be nutrient depleted. Okay, so what we need to do is we need to add those nutrients back into the soil. So here's what we're doing. So we're just taking the pot, dumping it in there. We're taking some composted cow manure. Dumping that in there. Some holes got into the bag, and as you can see, we have some grass growing in there. So we don't want this grass growing in here. So as I'm working my way through this bag, I'm picking out all these grass and roots here. Obviously, this grass is certainly healthy and happy growing in this manure. So we're just adding some of that in, like that. That's going to provide us nutrients and biological life. And then we are adding in powdered eggshells for calcium. And then we are adding in some perlite. When you're adding in perlite, guys, do it close, or you're going to end up with a big dust cloud of this stuff. And then where's the other bag? And then we are adding in, so this big old bag is alfalfa pellets. I highly recommend all of you who are growing to be adding alfalfa pellets into your soil, whether you're growing weed, whether you're growing vegetables, whether you're growing in pots, whether you're growing in ground. Alfalfa pellets. Something's poking my hand. Is there a staple in there? Alfalfa pellets, besides the fact that you're adding organic material into your soil, because these, as soon as water hits them, they'll break down and they'll just puff right up and they'll fall apart. So it's no big deal that they're in hard pellet. So you can buy, as an example, here. So this is the fertilizer that I trust, Gaia Green. Okay, I've got tubs and tubs of this stuff. They have an all-purpose, which is a 4-4. They have a bloom, which has different NPK values. But they also sell alfalfa meal. So one of these, this is 2 kilograms. One of these of alfalfa meal is like 25 bucks. Okay, for 2 kilograms. That big bag of alfalfa pellets I showed you was 50 pounds and it was $17. Right? So, and all we're going to do is we're just going to mix it all up, blend it all up, break up any of the chunks. And don't worry about reusing your soil. It's soil, right? It's full of organic material, right? This is full of compost. It's full of all kinds of stuff. So all you're really doing is just recharging life back into it, right? Adding extra nutrients. So it's nothing wrong with reusing your soils. So we'll just blend it up like that. And then, let's see if we can shimmy all this out of the way here. As you can tell, I'm kind of running out of space in the greenhouse. Let's see here. And where's that pot? So then we just take our pot, throw her down on the ground like that, grab the tote, and we're just going to refill it. And we're going to make a big mess all over the floor. And then when we're done doing all this, we're just going to get the shop vac out, and we're just going to run the shop vac through here and suck it all back up again. So I didn't add any fertilizer into these pots. For starters, for right now, I don't need to. One of the reasons is all the tomatoes and everything that's going in here are relatively small. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do a surface application of Gaia Green. I'm just going to plant the tomatoes in, and then I'll just sprinkle some Gaia Green on the top, and I'll just rake it into the soil with my fingers. And as the plants grow, I'll just continue adding soil or adding fertilizer to the top, and I'll just water it in. Because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 big pots like this of soil. Oh, 9, there's one behind the camera. But I've got little, I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Pull it into the light. So I had peppers growing in here, and some of them just fell off into the soil. So look what we got growing. We got a bunch of little pepper seedlings. So before I mix this soil up, I'm going to take these pepper seedlings out really gently if I can, and I'm going to transplant them. And we're just going to grow those too. Hell yeah, free peppers. So as you can see, I've got a whole lot of, let's back up here so you guys can kind of see how full this is getting. So I'm at the doorway here. I'm standing in the door. So like I said, we're going to fill this greenhouse right up. So that's what we're doing right now, guys. We're mixing soil and all these pots. 1, 2, 3 are done. I'm going to transplant the peppers out of that and do the same. And then these ones here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. You can see I've got snow on them. I just brought those in from outside, so they're going to need a couple of days to defrost. And then I can transplant into those as well after I re-amend all of that soil. So thought you guys would want to see kind of what the process is here and what we're doing. And after I pick up my kids, because I've got a day off today because we've got a 30 centimeter snowstorm coming in, I'm going to come back here and we're going to turn the camera back on, and we are going to start transplanting these gorgeous tomato seedlings into some of these larger pots. And we are going to fill, where are they? Here they are. and we're going to fill some of these. I don't know, what are these, 1 gallon pots or whatever. We're going to start transplanting some of the basil and dill and kale from here into these larger pots. That way they can really take off and spread their roots. So there's going to be a whole bunch of videos coming in quick succession. For those of you who are following the channel, awesome. I love y'all. And for everybody new who sees this, consider subscribing to the channel and watch me fill up this whole entire greenhouse with food. We're going to take this whole wall here. We're going to install some trellis netting, and we're going to grow cucumbers and tomatoes. We've got zucchini I just put into there, so those are going to be growing in the next couple days. We just took those out of Ziploc bags for germination. Hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel, guys. Show me some love. And keep growing good food, okay? I love y'all. See ya.